Trump team signs memo allowing briefings with some federal agencies. President-elect Donald Trump's team has signed a transition agreement with the White House that would allow them to begin formal briefings with outgoing staff members and agencies across the government, Trump's chief of staff said on Tuesday evening. But Trump's team has so far refused to sign an agreement with the Justice Department to allow the FBI to do security clearances for transition members. Without that, Biden administration officials will be unable to share classified information with many of Trump's transition aides. The Trump team is also refusing to sign an agreement with the General Services Administration that usually provides secure office space, government, email accounts, and other support. White House officials said that would make sharing information with Trump's officials more difficult over the next 2 months. In recent decades, incoming presidents have signed agreements with their predecessors to smooth the transition of power. The goal is to ensure that the new administration is ready to take over on January 20th and that its officials adhere to basic ethical standards. Susie Wiles, who will serve as Trump's top staff member in the White House, said in a statement that the president-elect had directed that his team sign the traditional memorandum of understanding so that the process of information sharing between the outgoing, incoming administration could begin. This engagement allows our intended cabinet nominees to begin critical preparations, including the deployment of landing teams to every department and agency, and complete the orderly transition of power, Wiles said in the statement. The White House officials expressed concern over the past 2 weeks that Trump's advisors had not yet signed the agreement, which is usually done soon after the winner of the presidential election is declared. Aides to Biden said that they stood ready to brief the incoming officials once the agreement is signed. Ms. Wiles indicated in her statement that Trump had waited to enter into the agreement until almost all of his top appointments and nominations to senior level positions had been made. As of Tuesday, she said Trump had completed the selection process of his incoming cabinet. The Trump transition team said Tuesday that as part of the agreement, Biden administration officials would begin setting up briefings for their counterparts and for so-called landing teams made up of Trump transition officials designated for each agency. The names of the members of each landing team will be disclosed to the Biden administration, and those people will be integrated directly into federal agencies and departments with access to documents and policy sharing, according to the statement by Ms. Wiles. She also said that under the agreement, Trump's transition team would post an ethics policy for transition officials on the GSA website. Biden and his aides have reportedly promised to work with Trump's officials to ensure a smooth transition of power. Biden spoke to Trump following the election. I assured him that I would direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition, Biden said in a speech in the Rose Garden September 7. That's what the American people deserve, he said. Wiles said that Trump transition team did not intend to sign the GSA agreement because Trump wanted his transition officials to operate as a self-sufficient organization. This organizational autonomy means streamlined process that guarantees the Trump administration is ready on day one. She said that declining to sign the GSA agreement meant that the transition would be saving taxpayers' money, and she pledged that the transition would not accept donations from foreign sources. She said the transition already has existing security and information protection built in, which means we will not require additional government and bureaucratic oversight. But White House officials said the decision by the Trump transition team not to accept office space and government technology meant that it would be more difficult to share information with them. Biden administration officials are being instructed to find alternative ways to share information that are still secure, officials said. And that could involve providing briefings only in person or offering reading rooms in agency space that are secure. It may also mean that Biden administration officials who want to share unclassified electronic information may require Trump's officials to certify that their non-government technology merits certain standards. Trump transition officials did not operate and respond to questions about whether they intended to sign the agreement with the Justice Department. White House officials said that if they did not, classified information would not be shared with transition officials who do not already have security clearances. This is from New York Times on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.